Hey folks, Jack Mari here. Be honest, who doesn't love a good Simpsons marathon? But did you know, besides being hilarious, the Simpsons also seem to be psychic? Okay, maybe not psychic, but they've got a knack for predicting the future that's downright eerie. From politics to technology, they've called it, folks. So buckle up, because we're about to take a wild ride through 15 times the Simpsons predicted the future, and left us all wondering, how the heck did they know that? Alright, let's kick things off with a big one, shall we? We're diving into one of the most unexpected twists in modern political history. Back in 2000, nobody, and I mean nobody, saw a Donald Trump presidency coming. He was a real estate mogul, a reality TV star, and a larger-than-life personality, but a future president? That seemed like a long shot. Except it seems for The Simpsons. They dedicated an entire episode to a future where Trump was president. And let me tell you, it was a doozy. This episode aired way back in the year 2000, and it was meant to be a satirical look at a bizarre future. They even nailed little details like his mannerisms and his, unique way with words. From his hand gestures to his distinctive speaking style, the show captured it all with uncanny accuracy. Now, I'm not saying the Simpsons are time travelers, but, okay, I'm not saying it, but you gotta admit, this one's pretty wild. The fact that a satirical cartoon could predict such a significant event is mind-blowing. It makes you wonder, what else might they have gotten right? Next up, we've got Disney's takeover of Fox. Now, this one's a real head-scratcher. Way back in 1998, The Simpsons aired an episode featuring a sign outside the 20th Century Fox studio that read, "A division of Walt Disney Company." Fast forward to 2019, and bam! Disney officially acquires Fox. Coincidence? I think not. It's like Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons, had a crystal ball hidden in his office or something. Okay, this one's a bit spooky. In 1993, The Simpsons aired an episode about the Osaka flu, a highly contagious virus that swept through Springfield. Sound familiar? But wait, there's more. That same year, they also had an episode featuring a swarm of killer bees terrorizing the town. Cut to 2020, and we're hit with the COVID-19 pandemic, followed by, you guessed it, a real-life invasion of murder hornets. I'm starting to think the Simpsons writers are actually from the future, warning us about these things. Chapter 4. The NSA, they're listening. Remember that whole NSA spying scandal back in 2013? Yeah, well, The Simpsons called that one too. In a 2007 episode, they showed the NSA using advanced technology to spy on citizens' phone calls. Fast forward a few years, and Edward Snowden blows the whistle on the NSA's mass surveillance program. It's almost like The Simpsons have a direct line to the government's top-secret files or something. Either that, or they're just really good at connecting the dots. Smartwatches The Simpsons knew before Apple. Now let's talk tech. Back in 1995, long before Apple Watches were even a glimmer in Steve Jobs' eye, The Simpsons featured a smartwatch in their Lisa's wedding episode. It was clunky, futuristic, and, dare I say, pretty darn accurate. From video calls to voice commands, The Simpsons smartwatch predicted it all. They even had a scene where someone used it to cheat at a casino. I guess those writers really are ahead of their time. Autocorrect. Our greatest frenemy. We've all been there. You're typing out a text message, and suddenly, autocorrect decides to play a cruel joke on you, changing your innocent words into something completely embarrassing. Well, The Simpsons predicted this technological nightmare back in 1994. Remember the classic Eat Up Martha scene? Yeah, that one. It's a hilarious reminder that even in the future, technology can't always be trusted. Chapter 7. Homer Simpson, physics genius? Okay, this one's for all you science nerds out there. In 1998, Homer Simpson, yes, that Homer Simpson, wrote an equation on a chalkboard that seemingly predicted the mass of the Higgs boson particle. Now, I'm no physicist, but I'm pretty sure that's some next-level stuff. It took scientists years to actually discover the Higgs boson, but there it was, all along, hidden in plain sight on a cartoon chalkboard. Who knew Homer was such a genius? Lady Gaga's Super Bowl halftime show in 2017 was nothing short of spectacular. But did you know that The Simpsons actually predicted her performance 5 years earlier? In a 2012 episode, they showed Gaga performing a very similar show complete with pyrotechnics, elaborate costumes, and her signature high-flying stunts. It's almost like they had a time machine and snuck into a rehearsal or something. Either way, it's another example of The Simpsons' uncanny ability to see into the future of pop culture. Chapter 10. Richard Branson, From Cartoon to Space. Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic spaceflight was a historic moment, but once again The Simpsons were way ahead of the curve. In a 2014 episode, they showed Branson floating around in space, enjoying the view. Fast forward to 2021, and Branson actually blasts off into space, making the cartoon a reality. It's like The Simpsons have a direct line to the world's most ambitious billionaires, inspiring them to turn their wildest dreams into reality. Chapter 11. The Capitol Riot. A harbinger of things to come? Okay, this one's a bit unsettling. In their 2020 Treehouse of Horror X1 episode, The Simpsons showed a scene of chaos and destruction at the U.S. Capitol. The episode aired in October, just a few months before the actual events unfolded. It depicted a dystopian future where Springfield was in ruins and the Capitol was under siege. This eerie coincidence left many fans and critics wondering if the show had once again tapped into some sort of predictive power. Months later, on January 6, 2021, the real-life Capitol riot took place, sending shockwaves through the nation. The images of rioters storming the Capitol, breaking windows, and clashing with law enforcement were broadcast worldwide. It was a moment of unprecedented chaos in modern American history, and the parallels to the Simpsons episode were hard to ignore. Now, I'm not saying The Simpsons predicted the riot itself, but the similarities between the episode and the actual event are pretty eerie. The show has a long history of making satirical and often surprisingly accurate predictions about the future. But this instance felt particularly chilling. The imagery and themes in the episode seemed to resonate with the real-life events in a way that was both unsettling and thought-provoking. It's like they tapped into some sort of collective anxiety about the state of American politics. The episode and the actual riot both highlighted deep-seated issues and tensions within the country. Whether it was a coincidence or a reflection of societal fears, it certainly made people think about the power of media and its influence on our perception of reality. Title U.S. Curling from underdogs to Olympic champions. Who would have thought that curling, yes curling, would become a source of national pride? Well, The Simpsons, of course. In a 2010 episode, they showed the U.S. curling team winning an Olympic gold medal. Fast forward to the 2018 Winter Olympics, and guess what? The U.S. men's curling team actually pulled off a stunning upset, defeating Sweden to win the gold. It's like The Simpsons cast a spell on the team, turning them from underdogs into champions. Virtual reality gaming is all the rage these days, but The Simpsons were already exploring the metaverse back in 2000. In one episode, Bart is seen wearing a VR headset, completely immersed in a virtual world. Fast forward to today, and VR gaming has become a multi-billion-dollar industry, with people all over the world strapping on headsets and escaping into virtual realms. It's like The Simpsons had a crystal ball that showed them the future of entertainment. The Beatles may be long gone, but their music continues to inspire generations of fans. But did you know that The Simpsons actually predicted Paul McCartney's recent efforts to respond to decades-old fan mail? In a 1995 episode, Ringo Starr is seen diligently answering fan letters, even those that are years old. Fast forward to 2020, and Paul McCartney makes headlines for doing the exact same thing, proving that even rock stars can be sentimental. Remember Blinky, the three-eyed fish from The Simpsons? Well, it turns out that truth is stranger than fiction. In 2011, a three-eyed fish was discovered in a reservoir in Argentina, eerily similar to Blinky. Now, I'm not saying that The Simpsons caused the fish to mutate, but it's definitely a weird coincidence. It's like The Simpsons writers have a direct line to Mother Nature, getting sneak peeks at her strangest creations. So, there you have it, folks. 15 times The Simpsons seem to predict the future. It's truly fascinating how a show that started as a simple animated sitcom has managed to capture the imagination of millions and become a cultural touchstone. From politics to technology to pop culture, they've got their finger on the pulse of, well, everything. The writers seem to have an uncanny ability to tap into the zeitgeist and reflect it back to us in a way that's both humorous and thought-provoking. Is it just a series of uncanny coincidences, or is there some deeper insight at work here? The sheer number of accurate predictions makes you wonder if there's more to it than meets the eye, or is there something more at play here? Could it be that the writers have some sort of secret formula for predicting future events? Do the writers have a secret time machine? It's a fun theory, but probably not the case. Still, it's intriguing to think about. The ability to foresee future events might just come from a deep understanding of human nature and societal patterns. Whatever the explanation, one thing's for sure. The Simpsons is more than just a cartoon, it's a mirror reflecting our society, our hopes, and our fears. It's a cultural phenomenon that's been making us laugh and think for over 3 decades. The show's impact on popular culture is undeniable, and its legacy continues to grow. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, they'll continue to predict the future for years to come. The world is always changing and The Simpsons will likely keep evolving with it. Do you think The Simpsons can predict the future? Or is it all just a series of lucky guesses? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts and theories on this fascinating topic.